Now that you are starting your master's program in Utrecht, it will be good to know what forms of assessment we have within the program. If you know the types of assessment in advance, you may be able to adjust your study strategies and feel much more confident. In this clip, you will learn the different forms of assessment, why we have them, and some tips about how to prepare for each type of assessment. Within our master's program, there are 5 different forms of assessment. There will be some exams, but you will also write a number of papers and make oral presentations. Some courses integrate simulations or role plays, and your participation may also be actively assessed. So, I'm going to tell you some tips for each method. First, exams, and more precisely, written exams. For some of you, this must be the most familiar form of assessment. But we also have a number of students who earned their bachelor's degree primarily through oral exams. During our master's program, you will take some written exams, and they can be stressful. But it is also one of the unique opportunities to test whether you can quickly identify the key points of the questions and mobilize relevant information to directly answer the questions. Some exam questions are problem-based, while others are essay questions. While strategies vary depending on the types of questions, there are some basic tips you can keep in mind. First of all, time management. This may sound obvious, but this can be a critical component for getting a good grade. It may be a good idea to read all the questions first and then start from the one you think is the most accessible. Try not to make your answer perfect. Once you select and write down relevant points, you need to move on to the next one. If you still have time left in the end, you can always come back to previous questions. Second, read questions carefully. This must be self-evident, but it is one of the most common mistakes. Do not start writing after reading some words that click in your mind. Spend some time just reading the questions. Finally, lecturers pay attention to your reasoning and not just your conclusion. For instance, if the question says, "Can State A withdraw from a treaty?" then what matters is not to say yes or no, but to explain how you reach the conclusion by referring to relevant cases, treaties, or other documents.